But the way that you were speaking felt very out of character of the way you normally operate and think about things.
If I'm not a top seller, then I don't fucking know, bro. Everybody in VR knows who we are.
$228,000.
To me, the bear market is over and Michael's sale gets liquidated.
12:40 a.m. Still going.
So we're off to New York for the annual Masari Mainnet conference, but beyond Masari, I'm flying out the whole team. We haven't seen each other since April, and as you know, a lot has happened in the crypto market. So we've got Daniel coming from Dubai, Jonas from Germany, JB from Atlanta, and then of course the Miami team as well. So it's going to be a full-packed week of, attending the conference, meetings, me and Dan meeting some investors, and just like bringing the team back together and bonding some time.
Felix getting ready for a meeting right here.
Let's change real quick for the meeting, I was like in ripped jeans and a t-shirt, meeting with a potential allocator, so gotta look a little bit cleaner, not my ripped shoes that was coming out.
That's so funny. There he goes.
If I'm not a top seller, then I don't fucking know, bro. Everybody in VR knows who we are. 5-star reviews all across the board. I feel like I killed the retention thing. Now I'm just like, how many sales am I gonna make? Our initial strategy was, let's make it $10. This is the crazy part. There's 3 games, right, that are competitors. $20 for contractors, $25 for Onward, $30 for Pavlov. Who do you think logically would sell the most? The cheapest one? The cheapest one has the least sales. The middle price has the medium sales, and the highest price has the highest sales.
Really? Right now, my initial number would be 25 at base, 30 for premium, or for founders.
We're in a very similar place, and this is the idea right now. And I'd love to have you guys in these conversations, so that, you guys are like my young VCs that can actually understand these things.
To me, it feels like we're maybe in October of 2018. I feel like that could be another leg down. Yeah. And the thing is, after leg down, it's not over. We had a whole 2-year stretch of wasteland, where people get uninspired, people kind of lose their drive, people quit and whatnot. Yeah. And I think that could still come. And that's the time to buy. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone, write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home, write my name in the stone.
So we just saw the Coca-Cola ad with Dreamworld, which is a partnership with DressX, one of our portfolio companies, in Harvard Metaverse Ventures 1, which is super surreal and cool to see. And I'm very glad we all get to sit here in Times Square together to see it displayed live. Yes. Sometimes my enthusiasm is too much. We're in the middle of the day at Masari Mainnet, and what's going on with the market?
What's happening? Well, we just had the FOMC meeting, and so it's been pretty crazy. First market pumped, it dumped, it pumped again, now it's down. We opened some puts maybe 2 weeks ago, and they expire in 2 days, and so I've got orders with our 2 OTC desks right now, and we're $10 from finally closing them. We're maybe a good 60 seconds away from locking it in, which would be a nice 250K profit it was for free, because pretty much we got the puts for free. So, well, we got it for free because we sold calls against them, and I thought it was never going to hit, and now we're within 40 hours from deadline. I think that's fine.
At 1270?
228.
Dude, we have Joe's Pizza since 1975. Yeah. The best pizza in New York City. What time is it, Raphael?
It's at 12:30.
12:40. It's 12:40 a.m. Still going.
I'm actually employee 1 at Hartman.
Wow, okay.
Yes, yeah. So Hartman was started by Felix. I joined the team in early 2020 full time, and the team's really grown a lot since. I mean, we did really well during the bull market this last cycle. Our team's grown, or a lot of our theses have played out, and we are big fans of the metaverse conceptually. Maybe not in the same way that it might be portrayed on liquid markets, right? And a lot of Web3 metaverse, or at least some that are tokenized, are shit, right? You have these multi-billion-dollar valuations, right? Zero product market fit. It's kind of horrendous. And so we started Harvard Metaverse Ventures in December of 21 in order to get illiquid exposure to some of the best products and companies being built currently, right, in the metaverse space. And I think where we really provide an interesting niche is that we really have a nuanced understanding of crypto. I mean, we really get it, and not on like a facade level, but we've been through bear markets, we've been through bull markets. Everyone on the team really understands that. We've designed token models and whatnot, and also we're gamers, so we really, I think, position ourselves nicely to understand how gameplay loops and dynamics work in the future of technology, as well as crypto AR and VR.
So, but we're gonna go.
Man, what just happened?
It's good.
What just happened?
You and I just swept Felix in 3 games in a row in pool. Yeah. And JP, dude.
Oh my God, Dan smoked me. I honestly, man, he could play.
My job on this trip is to make you guys feel good, all right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's Felix. That's what smoke.
Dialing down my game, it is what it is. You know?
That's it.
He made us feel really good.
He got to empower
Yeah, he
the
did.
team. Got to empower the troops, right?
Mission accomplished.
Make yourself go second, right?
That's a very charismatic way of saying mad cause bad, okay?
This is the first time I think we've actually felt something where I really don't like it and you really like it.
My mom's is just like, I feel like you're very early, like mentally just like shut it down and you're not even like exploring it.
But
I mean, you didn't even make the IC shape.
But that doesn't mean I'm not exploring it, right? I thought about it. I wrote notes. You saw the document. I wrote notes. I got in a call, I think twice with him.
I'm not saying we're gonna write a check tomorrow. I'm saying I want us to get on a call with, for example, like the other founder and him going over their exits. We also don't have as much time pressure because, like, as I found out in the chat that they've raised the 400 of the 1.5, so like it's not gonna end tomorrow, which means we can take our time. We can do the due diligence. I want to find out more about the vision.
Can I share how I really think? The way that you were speaking regarding
that was until
felt very out of character of the way you normally operate and think about things.
Well, no, that was until I learned that there was 1.1 left. Again, I was under the presumption that there was maybe 200,000, 250,000 left. There's 2 things. I would have gotten upset about. 1, in a quarter where we haven't backed anything, and there are 2 things that we are interested in, potentially, that we then let the round disclose without us even finishing our DD. That'd be kind of silly, right? Because it's like, that's literally our job, and then like if we look at 20,000 things that don't work, and then there's 2 things that could work, and we let them go, right?
Going forward in the future, Felix wants this done. I'm not a yes man. I mean, I would say yes, I'll go research it, but I'm not a yes man as in you like it, therefore I'm going to like it.
Of course.
I share.
I'm not asking for that, but
right. But so then what happens
here?
here? So like, you want it. I say the company shit. You say I still want it. Do I just do it? Does it then go to Daniel? Do you do what happens after that?
Well, 2 things. 1, that sheet at least is objective. It's not subjective. It's like it's facts, right? You can still pull that out. And then the second thing is, which I did say, for example, if we seem to disagree, let's get a third opinion in. I mean, that's why we're 3, right? And so if Daniel then says, no, honestly, like, I think it's shit too, then I'm probably gonna be like, okay, maybe I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
We should always try things out, get multiple opinions. I don't want like a deal to get stuck with like one person again, because like sometimes it could be that somebody doesn't like either a founder or an idea, and that's okay, right?
And I agree, right? This is about our internal procedure on how we convey and share information to come to a decision, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad we had this conversation. It's like in the middle of the night, sorry, we dragged the rest of the team to have to listen to this in the middle of the night.
Rob got a lot of like spicy footage.
No, he did. This is good for internal documents.
He's like, internal.
I love Partner Metaverse Ventures 1. That's all I'm saying. Yes. Yes, I do. VC is great. It's the best.
Felix asked me to prepare his notes for him because he's like 30 minutes late, and we'll probably be 50 minutes late. And I'm doing this because I'm nice. I'm nice, that's why.
I didn't start building my online brand specifically for that niche for crypto early enough. What I would do is like I would just show up these conferences, you know, and then I would like, I remember Bitcoin Miami 2018. I would just go to booth to booth to booth, like, so what do you do? What do you do? And like, that's not how you build a network, right? Nowadays, when I show up at conferences, right, I already have my network. I already have people that I know from digital, like from the digital world. And then I use the conference to connect with them in person, right? And so it doesn't mean that you have to know everybody walking into the event, but maybe you know 3 people, 5 people, right? And then you link up with them. And your goal is that those 3 or 5 people then introduce you to maybe their 3 best connections, right? Or that one of them at least knows one after party, one after event that they can take you with, and then you network there, right?
You guys ready for breakfast?
Yes.
Good morning, New York. Last day in the city. Everyone's probably a little tired, but you know, slept in today. Getting the day started at noon. Going to breakfast. Actually, you know what? No, fuck it. I was up early this morning. I already went to Equinox. I already got my lift in. Already hit legs this morning. The rest of you guys were fucking sleeping, but I got my shit done, so I'm already off to a great start. Down there is Trinity Church, the end of the street, and we actually have their endowment fund on like our prospects and clients list. So
the funny thing is, when I first talked to them, Christine Tough, the head of the endowment fund, I was surprised, like, why does the church look the best in crypto? And then I asked, I was like, how much money can they have? So I talked to them and they said, yeah, 1.5 billion in assets. Like, shit, why does the church have 1.5 billion in assets? And so she's like, oh, you know, when they first came to America, the Queen of England actually gifted them like land in New York. And so the land in New York has appreciated so much that it's become worth like 1.5 billion. And so then over the last 2 years during COVID, after real estate started booming, the church said, you know what, let's sell some of that real estate. And so now they're sitting on like about $1 billion worth of cash. So I told them a second ago, ironically, a couple of years ago, maybe like 10 years ago, I found out that I actually had family that came to America, separate from me. So my great-great-grandmother, so the grandmother of my grandmother, immigrated to the US back like around World War I and took like a part of the family with her. And so back in, I think it was like 2016, we visited them, and I didn't know they existed in Michigan. And so it's kind of cool seeing that I had a whole part of my family, relatives that actually were American when I thought I was like first generation immigrant. And I actually stood by a grave too, like bird in America, which was wild to see. So, you know, it's a different era, but the mediums change. You know, I didn't arrive at a boat, I arrived on a plane, but I think the dream lives on. And so we got to fight for it because, you know, there's a lot of challenges in the world, but I still think America's the greatest country in the world, which is why I'm here. You know, there's always, you know, it's easy to say that grass greener, there's things that could be better, right? But the question is, what place is actually on all aspects better, right? Like, there's no place without problems. Like, people say, like, oh, Dubai is great, but for example, like Dubai, I mean, it's still like a monarchy. Like, there might be some economic freedoms, but there's other things you're giving up. So, gotta fight for to keep that American dream alive.
Do you like places like this?
Museums? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot in New York and a lot in DC that I've been to, but it's cool just to like look and see like what sparks interest, you know.
Was magst du Museum?
Nein. Magst du Museen, Raphael? Jonas would rather read about macroeconomics. Sure, why not?
You like museums?
I agree with Jonas, it's kind of boring.
I think he doesn't like museums as well.
That would be great, I can leave early.
Ellis Island from, is it Genoa, Italy? Genoa, Italy? Genoa.
Loves the museum.
Yeah, we're having fun, right? Is everyone having fun? I'm having fun.
But it'd be so much cooler to actually like walk through like, you know, historic New York, for example, and see what it was like. So it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be very near with, you know, there's many companies building this now where we're maybe, I would say 2 years away from it, 3 years away from like having all these kind of experiences accessible. And then it's gonna get only more and more immersive where now it's like sight and maybe hearing. It's gonna be smell, taste, everything. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Ten. 10? 10, yeah. 1 out of 10?
10.
Huh?
It's fucking awesome.
You like?
10 out of 10.
Nice.
Super awesome. Love the special effects, how real it was. And the whole story. That was almost like a missing piece of the Harry Potter story. I feel like they should have made it a movie as well. How believe I haven't seen that all these years.